What if the quietest girl in town became the one they feared the most? What if a man of faith crossed a line no prayer could erase? And what if vengeance didn't come with anger, but with silence and memory? This is the story of Adara, a girl who arrived in chains and left behind only ashes. On the highest slope of Kachuera, dos Sanhos, stood a house the town spoke of only in whispers. It wasn't cursed, they said. It was touched by sorrow, by secrets, by something older than memory. The manor belonged to Reverend Visconos, a man of strict sermons, sharp words, and a voice that once filled the chapel like thunder. In public, he was devout. At home, the cracks began to show. The first crack came with a song, a sound carried by the wind on quiet nights. It wasn't Portuguese. It wasn't Latin. It was older, low, mournful, unforgettable. The source was Adara, a girl who never looked anyone in the eye. She had come from the coast, silent, thin, almost invisible, but not forgotten. She wasn't beautiful like a doll. She was beautiful like firelight, soft at first glance, dangerous if you stared too long. The Reverend noticed her, first with curiosity, then with something he could not name. Every time she passed by, he forgot the sermon he was writing. His wife, Dona Margarita, noticed too. She saw the glances. She felt the silence. Her anger did not explode. It hardened. At night, the song continued, and the Reverend began to change. His sermons lost their fire. He quoted scripture with less certainty. He looked haunted. Inside the manor, Adara was no longer unseen. She walked with quiet certainty, still a servant by name, but no longer by presence. The Reverend trusted her with his books, his supplies, even the key to his cellar. He told himself it was charity, but it was something else, something sacred to him, something dangerous to everyone else. Dona Margarita felt erased. Her husband's devotion no longer belonged to her. It had drifted to a girl born in silence, and silence can be more powerful than any scream. Soon, the servants began whispering. Symbols appeared on the walls and floors, circles within circles, crooked stars, eyes that never blinked. Some said Adara was cursed. Others said she had awakened something forgotten. But none could deny. The house no longer felt empty. It felt alive, and it was listening. The chapel grew cold. The pews gathered dust. The Reverend stopped preaching, stopped praying, stopped living, for anyone but her. Adara never spoke much, but when she did, the air itself seemed to pause. One morning, the chapel door was found open. Inside, Reverend knelt before the altar. He wore white. His eyes looked upward, but he would never see again. Around him, the floor was covered in strange marks. No ink, no paint, just something darker. The crucifix was turned upside down, not broken, not shattered, just inverted. And Adara was gone. The case was ruled a tragedy. The manor was abandoned. But the story didn't end there. Children swore they saw a woman in white, standing on the hill at dusk. Farmers heard humming in languages they couldn't name. Travelers felt watched near the ruins. Some say Adara was never meant to be freed. Others say she was never meant to be bound. But all agree on one thing. Her story did not end with fire. It began with a song. If forgotten stories like this keep you awake at night, make sure to subscribe, because the next case might already be closer than you think.